Right. Thank you for joining in tonight's class. It's the 22nd of November, 2022. The class is on self-compassion. Self-compassion. And the question is always, why bother? Seems a perfectly good question. Why bother? Why bother to do anything? It's always a good filter. Well, we often have a critic in our heads, a voice in our heads that's very critical. And it can be there quite a lot of the time. Also, we can berate ourselves over things, give ourselves a hard time, develop self-anger. If we've tended to internalize things in the past that, particularly as children, we can develop self-loathing. And these things can destroy our peace of mind, not give us peace of mind. And they can enable things that are a problem to fester and linger. So if we make a mistake, we can berate ourselves in our head, and that can persist, and we can ruminate on it, go on and on. So even if we're just starting with these classes, meditating on self-compassion can allow us to lessen that critical voice, let it go away a bit quicker, and gradually, as we practice over and over, excuse me, then that critical voice can go. I haven't had that critical voice in my head for years and years. Excuse me. I haven't had that critical voice in my head for years and years. Doesn't mean I don't reflect on my actions, and it doesn't mean I don't have a conscience. It just means that there isn't this internal dialogue beating me up. I used to have it, but it can go, and it can go completely. So that's what I hope for everyone. Animals and insects don't have that, do they? We sort of elevate ourselves to a certain level based on thinking, but actually, if we check, and maybe it's the first time we start to meditate, we realize that a lot of the things that go through our mind is either nonsense or cruel to ourselves, cruel to others. That intelligence is by no means something to elevate us above animals and insects. Often we use our intelligence to string sentences and concepts together, like failure, criticism, self-loathing. Just going over and over things that animals don't do. As far as we know, animals and insects don't do this. So having this level of conceptualization creates big problems. It's a double-edged sword. It creates big problems. Using our intelligence, we can create cancer treatments. We can communicate. We can have fantastic holidays, sports, pastimes, TV, all these sorts of things. However, we can also cause ourselves and others a great deal of harm through conceptual thoughts, criticism. So self-compassion is a really, really important part of the tool bag for meditation practices. We can put all sorts of tools in our meditation bag. Self-compassion is one of the key ones. If you've come along to this class or you're listening to it on YouTube and you've had some anger today, then this class won't be so easy, but it'll be the most important thing to do. Potentially the most important thing out of the day. If you've come along to this class and you haven't got much anger in your mind or any at all, then you're sort of getting your retaliation in first, if you like, or you're sort of opening your heart to yourself, self-compassion, which is based on self-kindness. We're not going to have self-compassion if we don't have self-kindness. So they come together, and we can practice self-kindness, self-compassion. So I'm going to start off with doing the body relaxation and the breathing meditation from the perspective of self-kindness. Going to be kind to this body and relax it. That prepares us to be, and kind to this mind and relax it. That prepares us to then do self-compassion. So we have self-kindness, and on top of that, self-compassion. No self-kindness, no capacity for self-compassion. Okay. If you'd like to get into a comfortable position, we can tuck our chin in a little, crown of the head up, back comfortably straight, pleasantly straight, so that we can enjoy it. If we try and sit too bolt upright, then we may stop meditating because it doesn't feel pleasant. But a comfortably straight back is good to keep our mind alert. But we know as we hunch over, we become drowsier. And if you want to, you can rest the tip of the tongue against the back of the upper front teeth. So just resting the tongue against the back of the upper front teeth if you wish, if it's comfortable. That just stops too much or too little saliva. But it's not critical. Critical in some meditations that are very subtle, but not for this one. And you can either leave your eyes slightly open, just let a little bit of light in, which counteracts the dullness, the sinking, or you can close them if that feels uncomfortable. Okay, so we're going to do a body relaxation and a breathing meditation to start with on self-kindness, so that we're going to become our own friend. Now, it's terrible when we have this berating voice in our head. It's like we've become our own enemy. We want to become more and more our own friend in meditation, our own support. Picture the room that you're in. Helps to bring the mind from the past and the future. Just a rough image of this room. Now become aware of your body in the chair or on the cushion or laid down, however you are. Become aware of your body. Notice if it's relaxed or tense, tired, energized. None are good or bad, it's just noticing. Now become aware of the thoughts that come and go. We have no idea where they come from in reality. We have no idea where they go to. Or should I say, we don't know. We can make up ideas. So watch your thoughts come and go. Now we bring our awareness down into our body. Start to look for the feeling that is here at the moment. If you just started meditating, or you'll be meditating for a while and you're still not able to feel your feelings, it can take some time if we are emotionally separate or emotionally detached. We can do this earlier in life as a way to cope with trauma. So if something's too traumatic and we're detached from the experience emotionally, we start to become stuck in our head. And it can take some time to move the awareness back down through the neck and into the torso. And then to notice the feelings. So unless you're completely content, there'll be a feeling there that's got some physicality to it. Tension, flutteriness, heaviness. Now we're going to relax the body. And by the way, what we've just done is practicing basic self-honesty. What's going through our head? What's in our feelings? How is our body? This is the truth of these moments. Basic self-honesty. And now what we're going to do is relax our body, be kind to our body, be kind to ourselves. Become aware of your jaw muscles. Notice if they've tensed up during the day and relax them off. Relax them off deeply. Be kind to yourself. Relax your body as you would want to relax your friends' bodies if you could. Just let them relax deeply. Be a friend to yourself. Become aware of the muscles around your cheeks, eyes, eyebrow, other eyebrow, mouth, and relax off the muscles around the face, keeping your posture comfortably upright, and relax those muscles. Be gentle with yourself. Now we bring our awareness to our left shoulder and carefully with the mind, scan down your arm, upper arm, forearm, palm, thumb, fingers, and kindly relax off any tension you find. Now we do the same, bringing the awareness to the right arm, to the right shoulder, scanning down, carefully checking for tension and being kind to yourself, relaxing your muscles. Now from the left hip, same thing, being gentle to your left leg, relaxing off any tension you find as you scan all the way to the floor. The same now from the right hip, checking the thigh for tension, relaxing it off, the calf, foot and toes. We've relaxed our limbs. Now we're going to bring our awareness to our shoulders and our neck. Just imagine there's a huge letting go of the past from your shoulders and your neck, the burdens you've carried for others, the burdens you've carried for yourself. Put them down. Allow that weight to come off your shoulders and neck. Now we're going to relax our abdomen. Visualize black smoke swirling around inside of your body cavity. And imagine bound up in it is self-anger, self-criticism, even self-loathing. And with 3 nice, steady, deep out breaths, we're going to visualize the black smoke and the self-anger, the self-criticism mixed together, coming up through the throat, out of the nostrils, and billowing out into the distance, going away, taking it away. 3 nice, steady, deep out breaths. Imagine the black smoke and the self-criticism bound together. After the 3rd out breath, imagine it all goes. There's no self-criticism left inside. Now as you breathe in, I'd like to visualize sparkling golden light coming in through your nostrils. As you breathe in, sparkling golden light comes in through your nostrils, and mixed in with it is kindness, understanding, forgiveness, gentleness, kindness, softness. Unconditional love, letting things be. Breathe it in, imagine it comes to your heart, softens your heart, relaxes it, relaxes your heart, and spreads out more and more from the middle of your heart. Pervading your body and your mind with the last few golden lighting breaths. We're now going to do the breathing meditation for a few rounds of breathing. Breathing mindfully, following the breath in, all the way down and all the way out. As you breathe in, let your belly out so there's no resistance to the breath. And then as we breathe out, the belly comes in. We can often tighten up and breathe into our chest during the day. Relax your chest, breathe all the way down, all the way out. You can say that we're in a vessel, this body is a vessel, and every time we breathe in, we give it life. Now bring your awareness into your nostril linings, and we'll notice as you breathe in, it's cooler. As you breathe out, you're breathing out air that's been in your lungs, so it's warmer in the nostril linings. Your focus is this cool and warm changing sensation. If your mind wanders away, don't worry, just come back. Come back to the sensations. It doesn't matter how many times, it's all good. It's all practice, all of it. Now we move to the very rims of the nostrils with our mind, and we notice the cool and warm sensations again. Concentration in meditation is a cause of peace. This is self-kindness. This has been a friend to ourselves. Breathing in, it's cooler. Breathing out, it's warmer. Give in to the process. Surrender any concepts of success and failure. Just pure mastery. Just accepting each moment as it is. If the mind has wandered away, accept it. Come back. Focus completely on the breath, the sensations at the rims of the nostrils. Give in, surrender to this process. Relax into it. Staying in meditation. And staying with the breath. As you breathe in, just think, I'm going to be kind to myself. Or I'm going to be a friend to myself. Perhaps we'll do that this week. As you breathe in, just think, I'm going to be a friend to myself. And then breathe out. I'm going to be a friend to myself. As your breath comes all the way to your heart, imagine this wish comes to your heart as well, this sincere, kind wish comes to your heart as well. And then as you breathe out, I'm going to be kind to others. Now, in dependence upon developing kindness to ourselves and contemplating how we have difficulties and what those difficulties are, we'll naturally start to develop some self-compassion. So the next stage is to contemplate your suffering, your bodily problems, your emotional problems, mental problems. Just connect to and admit your problems. It's a big deal in self-compassion practice to own our problems, as it were. Otherwise, we have pity for others, which is something that I was doing at first. It took me a little while to get into the compassion side. So I'll leave you now just for a couple of minutes to contemplate the difficulties, the struggles, the pains, genuinely and sincerely and open-heartedly, that you go through. And as you're doing it, they'll arise. The wish for this to reduce, for there to be less of it. Keep going, and as this feeling, this wish for there to be less suffering, less of these particular experiences, then that feeling that's associated with it is the compassion, the yearning for there to be less suffering for self and ultimately others, but we're starting with self today. So just gently contemplate, allow your heart to open towards yourself. It's not pity, it's a wish for this stuff to go. And then when that arises, hold it as the focus of your meditation like you did the breath. And if your mind wanders away, come back to it. the feeling ceases, try to recall it. If it won't recall, go back to the visualization or the contemplation, the recognition of the suffering, the trials and tribulations, maybe a specific one that touches your heart about your own predicament day to day. And then when the feeling arises again, focus on it once more. We've got a couple of minutes to do this, so nice and relaxed and sincere, caring for ourselves. If your mind wanders away, just come back to the process. See if the feeling's there of compassion. If it's not, try to invoke it. If it won't, come back to the contemplation. And when we contemplate, sometimes a certain thing hits us deeply, moves us a bit more than the other contemplation points or visualizations or thoughts. Come back to that one. Make it easy for yourself. And then develop the feeling again and focus on it for the last minute. Okay, so before we come out of meditation, we can dedicate this peace and self-kindness, self-compassion to our own welfare, to becoming more and more of a good friend to ourselves, a kind, compassionate friend to ourselves, to remove this mind of self-criticism. May everyone else experience the same. And when it feels comfortable, just gently allow your eyes to open. There's no rush. Thank you. So I hope you've enjoyed this meditation. If you want to listen to more, be guided by more meditations by myself, then website is paulfollows.com, and you can sign up for reminders on the front page. And on YouTube, there's Paul Follows Meditations, and you'll find lots more on there, on all sorts of different things. Thank you very much.